Luka Doncic is one of the best players in the NBA and is showing potential to be in conversations one day for one of the greatest of all time. But what if I told you that this 25-year-old superstar, who has already made 5 All-Star appearances and 5 All-NBA first teams in just 7 seasons, that brought the Dallas Mavericks to the NBA Finals just 8 short months ago, would shockingly be traded to one of the most historic franchises in the sport of basketball during the 2025 trade deadline? Well, in this past week, that just happened. The Luka Doncic era in Dallas is over. So what happened? On Sunday, February 2nd, 2025 at 12:12 a.m. on the East Coast, ESPN senior insider Shams Charania dropped the news that what is being called the biggest trade in the history of the NBA has happened. With Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris heading to Southern California to the Los Angeles Lakers, with superstar forward Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and the Lakers' 2029 first-round pick headed to Dallas. The news shocked the NBA world and led many to believe that Shams, the biggest reporter in the sport, had his social media accounts hacked. But a few minutes later, he confirmed the trade in a post that started by saying, "Yes, this is real," before other reputable sources and reporters confirmed that this blockbuster was in fact actually happening. It has been reported that none of the players, not Luka, not AD, and not even LeBron James, had any idea that this trade was going down, and that this trade was apparently, quote-unquote, going on in the shadows, so whatever that means. Luka Doncic was apparently blindsided and couldn't believe that this had happened. And well, he wasn't the only one. ESPN's Tim McMahon reported that the Mavericks front office apparently had 2 major concerns regarding Luka's future with the franchise. For starters, they were unsure of his commitment with the upcoming Supermax extension he was about to be eligible for, and they were also concerned with his conditioning. So they traded Luka because he put on a few pounds. Yikes. In regards to the Supermax extension, Luka never hinted that he might not sign it or want to continue to play in Dallas. Mavs GM Nico Harrison himself actually said in the post-trade press conference that Luka gave no indication of wanting out or wouldn't sign an extension moving forward. So then why was this even a concern? And then back to the weight side of things. This man brought you to the NBA Finals just last season, and you were willing to ship him off for Anthony Davis and scraps because he put on a few pounds? This is a concerning situation and almost outright disrespectful from Nico Harrison, the rest of the front office, and their ownership group. Harrison went on the record and claimed, "I believe that defense wins championships. I believe that getting an all-defensive center and an all-NBA player with a defensive mindset gives us a better chance. We're built to win now and in the future." This quote is crazy because for starters, it seems like a direct shot at Luka and the way that he plays the game. And then calling this a win-now move despite you trading away that guy that brought you to the NBA Finals 8 months ago makes 0 sense. And when it comes to the future, AD's 31 and Luka is 25. This seems pretty backwards. Moving on, Nico Harrison said that Rob Pelinka and the Lakers were the only team he talked to regarding a Luka Doncic trade. Now this is crazy because had he made it known that Luka was available, it would have started the biggest bidding war in the history of the sport. Paul George was traded for a young SGA, 5 unprotected first rounders and 2 swaps. Rudy Gobert was traded for 3 rotational players, 5 unprotected first and 1 swap. And Mikal Bridges was traded just this last summer for 5 unprotected first, 1 first swap, and a second rounder. And then 25-year-old Luka Doncic was traded for Anthony Davis and 1 pick. Now, I don't want this to come off as me disrespecting AD, but how do the Mavs not walk out of here with at least the 2031 pick as well, or Dalton Connect, or Austin Reeves, or something? Like I said before, this could have been the biggest bidding war in the NBA's history, and instead Nico Harrison approached one team and one team only regarding a trade of their generational superstar, and then proceeded to get absolutely fleeced in the process. This might absolutely reset the market for superstar trades in the NBA, as it seems that maybe multiple first-round picks are no longer on the table in blockbusters, because if a 25-year-old 5-time All-NBA first-teamer isn't worth multiple first-rounders, then who really is? There are only 2 players in the NBA that are thought to be more untouchable in trade talks than Luka, with those being Denver's Nikola Jokic and San Antonio's Victor Wembanyama. But apparently Luka wasn't untouchable after all, and at least not when Nico Harrison has a chance to get a 31-year-old Anthony Davis, that is. This trade is going to have major implications in the future of both the Lakers and the Mavs for years to come, as the Lakers now have found their heir to LeBron's throne with him being at the twilight of his historic career. And the Mavs now have AD alongside Kyrie Irving, both being on the wrong side of 30, with only a few years at best of a window to win the franchise's first title since 2011. Unfortunately for Mavericks fans, the Luka Doncic era in Dallas is over after 6.5 seasons, and they will now have to watch their franchise cornerstone put on a Lakers jersey on a nightly basis. The Doncic era was fun, but now they turn towards the future of uncertainty with many question marks. This was the story of the Luka Doncic and Anthony Davis blockbuster. Thanks so much for watching.